So Arsenal match against Luton tomorrow is going to be tricky, and some might be wondering why would it be tricky? And there's a few things that we have to factor in. One of the things is that Luton they have a very small pitch, they have a very small stadium, and that's one of the things. In previous time past, Arsenal we're used to one style of playing, we're used to one way of playing, that when we face teams that don't have a big pitch, don't have a freshly cut grass, normally we choke. And for me, this is one of the things I hated back in the past, because yes, we play beautiful football at times, but we still need to know how to play the English game, which is the hardness, the roughness, the grit, the grafting. We needed to have that to our way of play, because with people like Fabregas, people like Nasri, they play beautiful football, but sometimes do you know what I mean? There's a bit of just weakness. We had a weakness, and that weakness stems from not utilizing every aspects of the game. But when it comes down to Arteta now, with Arteta, I believe that he strikes the right balance. He has the right balance as the grit. Yes, I believe that we need to be more technical as a team, because apart from Trossard in the midfield, apart from Trossard, a bit of Havertz, there's no one else that can be a bit flair. So I believe that we need to add that, whether it's in January or in the summer. But otherwise, in terms of the height, we're one of the biggest teams in the league. Previously, with Arsene Wenger's team, apart from the Henrys and Vieira and those era, apart from that era, with Wenger's team coming through, Theo Walcott, Ramsey, these kind of players, they're very short. And Coquelin, Song, all of these players, they're very short, especially in midfield. Hleb, they're short in midfield, and they're not that aggressive. So, and they play one style of game, which is to play on smooth pitch, tiki-taki. They only play one way. But with Arteta's team, I believe that it's starting with the grit, which is the spine of the team. We got people like William Saliba, Magalhaes. That's basically that aggression that they don't care what they play on. Their job is to defend. They're ready. It's the same thing with midfield. We recruited Partey. I believe that he's that type of player that sometimes he need a situation to be perfect to perform at his best. And when he's not going to always have that in the Premier League. So this is why sometimes we feel like he's missing. The same with Odegaard. When I believe that when the situation is not favourable to a passing team, then Odegaard goes missing. But I'm happy with Arteta getting Declan Rice, because these are the type. Now, sometimes when we play against teams like Luton, sometimes it can feel like a Sunday League. And Declan Rice is very good at that type of environment. The Sunday League environment. The grit. When it's raining, sometimes when it's muddy, it's cold, it's freezing. That type of style. Declan Rice is very suited to that. The way he plays, it reminds me of Stevie Gerrard, as I've said in previous video. My favourite player of all time. I don't care what you say, but Stevie G is mine. And I believe that Declan Rice follows that pattern, that Sunday League, that gritty, that rough, that aggression. He's that player, and we're going to need Declan Rice. I would say that our most important player for this match will be Declan Rice. It's for him to motivate the team. It's for him to spur the team on. Because when you have small stadium, basically not as good pitch as our pitch, then you tend to get discouraged. You tend to not want to play your style of play and impose yourself on the game. But hopefully Declan Rice can snap the team back together. Saka is that type of player, because he's coming from grassroots as well, from in England, that he can he's used to Sunday League play. He's used to these kind of nights, these kind of evenings. He's used to it. So hopefully Saka will spur the attack, and Declan Rice will hold the team together, both attack and defense. So yes, they're not going to be easy. And sometimes, especially when Arsenal play against a smaller team, sometimes we tend to ease our foot off the gas. With Wolves, I believe that we should have won 4-1, at least 4. Not even 4-1, we should have won 4-0 to 6-0. Perhaps even 7. The chances we got, especially in the first half, we thrash Lens in the first half. So I don't want to hear no one say that, listen, it was only in the first half we were good. We see that when we're good in the first half, we know how to take our chances. We scored 5 against Lens, so we should have taken our chances against Wolves and do the same. But when it comes down to Luton, I believe that we will perform better because, and I'm going to get into some reasons why, because against Wolves, we see that they had a lot of injuries and suspension, and it's the same with Luton. But I believe that if we're supposed to continue on the top of the Premier League, we need to make these matches count. We need to get the 3 points in this match. No excuses, and we don't need to just get the 3 points. We need to win convincingly. We need to get 5 goals or more. Well, we need to get about 4 or 5 goals in this match. Because at the end of the season, these things will count. Goal difference will count. And so far, we're basically keeping pace with City and Liverpool, but it's because of our defensive record. We need to start scoring more. In matches like these are the times we need to take advantage. Because City take advantage of matches like these. I know Liverpool drove with them, but other matches with teams that surrounding the bottom half of the table, Liverpool and City, they take advantage. Even Aston Villa, they take advantage of these teams. So we need to start doing the same. So if perhaps comes down to the end of the season and the winner of the Premier League is decided by goal difference, we will be the winner. So we need to cover our bases on all fronts. Now, the first thing I'm going to get into is the fact that they play 5 at the back. And, well, 3 at the back and wing backs, if you want to, however you want to call that. Now, one time I see against Tottenham, they played 4 at the back. But against other teams, every other team, they play, recent, they play 3 at the back, 3 centre-backs with wing backs, so they go 5 at the back, and I'm thinking that why only Tottenham they made an exception for, and possibly it's the way Tottenham plays. Tottenham play ultra aggressive and they always play on the front foot, so that's a possibility why they have a more of attacking, I would say, formation to play against Tottenham. But against Liverpool, against Brentford, they play with 5 at the back. Now there's a few players that we need to be aware of in this match, and the first one is Morris. Now Morris is a Carlton Morris is a very, very underrated player, I believe. Once again, it goes back to what I was saying about that traditional Sunday League. He's that type of player. So Morrison is the ideal Sunday League player for me. He's very strong, he's tall, he's aggressive. He loves nights like these. He loves because we're playing 8 o'clock. We're playing 8:15 UK time, so we're playing in the night. He loves a challenge like this, and he's going to be fired up. He loves these situations. He's going to come be fired up, ready to give us a match. So we have to be wary of Morrison because he's very good in the area. He's got very good aerial ability. So that's Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. They have to be on their tippy toes in this match. Now, Zinchenko, I'm not quite sure how. I believe that I would want Zinchenko to start. I would have the same team to start, barring Tomiyasu if he's too injured. Ben White coming in for Tomiyasu, but I would have the same team. I would have Kai Havertz in the team because I believe that this match we need to be aggressive because they're that type of team. They're an aggressive team. And the midfield is going to be very aggressive because they're not technical in midfield. So they have to compensate with aggression. So I will have Havertz because Havertz is tall and he plays aggressive. Believe it or not, Havertz is one of our most aggressive players in the team. It looks like a harmless fly, but trust me, this guy is ultra aggressive. So I would have the same formation with changing Trossard for Havertz, and also if Tomiyasu is injured, having Ben White come in for Tomiyasu. So I will keep Zinchenko, and the reason being is that yes, you might think of going defensive, but I don't believe that I don't believe that Zinchenko is that bad to take him out of the team because of his defensive display. Yes, he made mistakes, but it wasn't the fact that he defended poorly. It was just the fact that he got caught on the ball, and that happens to everyone, right? It's just unfortunate for him that he happened in our area, in close to our goal. Right on the edge of the box. It's just unfortunate they happen there. But the way he plays, we need that in the team going forward. I would say I would play Zinchenko until he's starting to underperform or gets injured because he's very vital to the way we build up from the back. Now, I believe that their main man is Ross Barkley. We all know Ross Barkley. I've been a very, 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 very big admirer of Ross Barkley. Everton, he played brilliant. Chelsea, he didn't do as much. But I think he came from Aston Villa when he was younger. But Ross Barkley has always been that type of player, that danger man, an eye for goal, an eye for pass. He's a clean striker off the ball. He's a true striker off the ball. Power, pace, accuracy. He's very good at that. So he's the only flair player I would say in their midfield that we need to be aware of. Everyone else, I don't really mind. Jacob Brown, I don't really mind. And the next other player that we need to be aware of is Andros Townsend. Now, Andros Townsend is unique. He has a unique quality with his left foot. he can when he's going to play on the right, so he's going to come back and cross in. He's going to do a lot of that, cut back and cross. If he can't beat the left back, which is Zinchenko, which I believe that he will get, Zinchenko will have a good match against Townsend, because Townsend is a bit old right now. In his prime, it was a bit tricky. He had a bit more flair, but now he's kind of a bit more slower in terms of his movements, in terms of his skills, in terms of his trickery. He's a bit slower now, so it's easier to read. But I still would have put it past him to give Zinchenko a good match. So possibly I can see him doing lots of crosses or cutting in. This is something that Zinchenko needs to look at and Declan Rice needs to have under control. Him cutting into midfield, driving into midfield, coming from the wing, driving and having a curler shot at the far post. We need to keep that on the rest because he's very good at that. So this is the injury list. So you got Tom Locker. He's basically their captain, right? The centre back. So this could potentially give Jesus a nice run on goal, because if their captain is missing, you know they're not going to be as organised as they would if he's in the team, because most times when the captain is a centre back, you know that the team is going to be more organised. But with the fact that he's not there, this potentially gives Jesus a chance, or whether Trossard or whether Nketiah, whoever is playing up top, they will hopefully have a better success at the defensive line. And also Mengi is also the Locker's defensive partner, and these two are in their best team. They're in the best team in terms of the best players so far for the season. These two are in the top 10 best players for them. So you know that these two are going to be a heavy miss in the defense. Just like for Wolves, Gomez and Lamina was a big miss for them. This is why we had so much control in midfield. It's the same thing with Luton. These two defenders, they're two best defenders, I would say, that's missing. Well, not the two best. Issa is very good as well. Issa is one of their best defenders as well. But two of their best defender, their captain is out, is going to give us, this could potentially spur us on. Now, Alfie Doherty as well, he's also, I think they're number 3, their third best player of the season, and he's also injured. Anderson is also on the list of the best players. He's injured. Reece Burke is on the list for the best players, one of the best players of the season for them also. He's injured. So they got 5 of their best players injured. So this is what I'm saying, that I know all the problems, I know all the faults, I know all the situations that may arise around us not winning the match. Oh, it's difficult, it's cold, that it's very late. All these different excuses, I know them. But what I'm saying is that just like with Wolves, we should basically, and I believe that we had a good match against Wolves. It's just that we didn't take all of our chances. Now, when it comes down to Luton, I believe that we should be winning this 4-5-0. So Luton are in the bottom 4, so we should not be giving them any sniff on this game. We are the better team. We're the better team with the better players, and we've got the less of injury, or the least amount of injury when it comes down to our best player. Yes, we've got Tomiyasu, that's the doubt. Yes, we've got Jurien Timber, that's injured. We've got Smith Rowe, which is not in our first team. We've got a few. We've got Partey. Partey is basically in our first team and he's missing. So I would say that Partey and Timber are the only 2 players that would be missing out of our first team. But we've got adequate replacement in comparison to Luton. So this is what I'm saying, that we should be winning this match very convincingly. Now, if we're aiming to mount a sustainable challenge to this league, we need to win games like these. No excuse. I understand all the setbacks and the pitch, the cold nights. I understand all of the excuses, but we should still be winning this match comfortably. My prediction for this match, we should be winning 5-0. So leave your comment in the comment box. So let me know your prediction. Let me know what players are you wary of, because I think that the potential risk for us is Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley linking up with Morris. That's a danger. That's the spine of their team. That could be dangerous. And also we can't take our eyes off Townsend. Townsend will be whipping in some crosses for Morris, which is very good in the air. Also, they've got Chung. Chung, I believe that he plays a bit weird, but he's always efficient in the game. He's the one that scored against Liverpool, and I believe that he's always turning up at the right time, getting the right goals. So I believe that there's a few danger men that we need to watch out. And also, not just Chung, but they've got another player called Ogbeni. Ogbeni. So and they're always interchange between Ogbeni and Chung. So whosoever plays, Ogbeni or Chung, they're going to be very good, because Ogbeni is their best player of the season. In terms of rating, he's their best player of the season. So I'm not expecting an easy match. However, I'm expecting us to be that good that we overpower them. We overpower them by 5 goals to 0. So that's the video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Help me on my journey to 1,000 subs. Goodbye.